When it comes to people management, we really have to start embracing and committing to the fact that it is, in fact, a profession. And it is broken into two areas of responsibility as far as I see it. Is there's the organization's job, and then there's the individual who's taking on the job. So one of the first things that organizations can do to set things up for success is really get clear on what the role is. Is anybody who takes on a people manager role, what are the responsibilities that come with that? What are the competencies that the organization is going to be holding them accountable for? And what are the standards? Now, I see this happen as a practice in a lot of larger organizations, sometimes medium to small. But just because it's been done in the HR department doesn't mean it's living and breathing in the way that work is done. And that's the job of the organization. It's not just sitting in the HR department. That means the senior leadership is really driving this and holding people accountable and role modeling. This is also about building the bench strength that you have of leadership, that you're planning for the future roles of not just the technical capacity of the organization, but also the leadership capability. Once again, this is one that I see organizations spend time on, but it does take a commitment to really partnering with the recruiting departments, doing some talent planning each year. But the ground of that is if you don't have a really solid performance management process where you're having quality dialogue throughout the year, planning for people's development, you're not going to have really good talent planning data. So you've got to start from, the foundations on up through the strategy. And when it comes to that quality dialogue, it's also making sure that anybody who is a people manager, that it is part of how they're managed, how their performance is assessed, so that there are goals that are set for what it means to accomplish their people manager role that year, making sure that throughout the year there's a dialogue about that, not just, the bottom line or the data numbers that are coming out of the department, as well as spotlighting it, celebrating, and talking about what it means to be a great people manager, but also holding people accountable that are not. And that's tougher and tougher to do because we're starting to realize how much there's a nuance in the way that people managers show up and the power dynamics that they play in there and how that can radically affect the environment that people are working in. On the other side, there's those of us who choose to take on a manager role, a people manager role, that there's a responsibility to it. We really have to understand that it is a profession that we're taking on and it's not just a job. My common saying around that is just because I can speak English doesn't mean I have any business being a school teacher who teaches other people English. So same thing, just because you know how to do the job doesn't mean you have any business being the leader of an organization and having the power to dictate how someone's performance is being seen, whether they get moved into other positions or have other job opportunities or even get invested in for development. It's a heavy responsibility. It's a great responsibility to have, but we should be looking at that as, I'm choosing a career in people leadership as much as I am choosing a career in advancing in whatever field I happen to be in.